If you want to learn how to gain insights you can act on and solve business problems with data, all while building a data-driven culture at your organization, sign up for Pragmatic Institute's new course, Data Science for Business Leaders. Find out more at pragmaticinstitute.com/data.
All right. Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today. My name is Sierra King, and I'm the Director of Admissions and Program Services here at the Data Incubator. And we are a fellowship, scholarship, and placement company. We have a very exciting presentation for you all today. Our Financing 101 webinar will be going into great detail about all of our amazing and robust finance options here at the Data Incubator to make training and tuition affordable for all of our students. Just by way of agenda, just to start things off, I'm going to give you a quick overview of our programs and everything that we offer at the Data Incubator, and then we'll get into our finance options, and I will leave some time for questions at the end. So if you are new to the Data Incubator, you might be wondering what the Data Incubator is and what we do. Well, we focus on training people to become data scientists and data engineers. And you may be wondering, why is that important? And it's really because data professionals have the ability to work with the latest tools on unstructured and structured data to drive business value. This is a big need in the world right now. We work with companies in a variety of industries ranging from tech to finance to retail, healthcare, and many more. You can probably name a company and they have data that they want to use to drive value for them. We know that there are a lot of other data-focused programs out there, so I'm sure you're wondering what we do at the Data Incubator that's just a little bit different. What we found is when you look at training, there are really two different types. One being fast-paced and efficient, and two being slower and focusing on understanding and completion rates. University is one example where you receive a more detailed understanding, but with a lot more time invested. And then on-the-job training is usually very quick and efficient, but maybe you're not fully understanding what you're doing. So what we've done at the Data Incubator is we've taken all of these aspects and combined them together to find a great middle ground for training. Our program is fast-paced. You walk out of the program knowing a lot about data science and data engineering, but most importantly, it's based in the real-world business applications. And you'll also receive a deeper understanding similar to what you would get from university. Also, all of our instructors are PhD and master's holders, and many of them have completed this program themselves, so they know how to provide that in-depth training that our students are looking for. And for our summer 2023 cohorts, we'll be offering 3 data-focused programs, continuing to offer our full-time data science program and a more flexible version of that with our part-time data science program. And we are also continuing to offer our full-time data engineering program as well. So I want to take some time to review the similarities and offerings for all 3 of our programs. All of our programs are intense. They are built around hands-on data-focused curriculums, and we offer full-time and part-time for our data science program and full-time for our data engineering, but all of our programs are packed with a lot of information and tools. It's very thorough as well. Each week we'll focus on a different data tool or approach. And in addition to lectures, we have our students participate in hands-on practice. We really believe in fostering an interactive learning environment. And so in each program, students will work on mini projects that focus on the data tools that they are studying for that week. Additionally, our programs are very collaborative. We want students to not only work with their colleagues and instructors, but also have the opportunity to network and connect with our hiring partners. And so our programs are very career focused. We have career coaches that help you succeed in your careers. You'll not only learn how to present your best self by attending our career search workshops, you'll also have the opportunity to have one-on-one mock interviews, technical interviews, and also an opportunity to work with a top resume writing company to get you a polished resume and cover letter as well. And then lastly, all of our programs are interactive. Every student in all of our programs are provided a Jupyter server for the duration of the course. So you're able to follow along in lecture and see and edit raw code that's being run. And you'll also receive immediate feedback via our interactive grader. So our full-time data science program lasts for 8 weeks with classes held daily. You can expect to spend about 40 hours per week in class working on assignments. And this is just a quick overview of our full-time curriculum broken down with the different modules that you'll study throughout the course. If you'd like a more detailed curriculum, please email us. I'm sure we'll drop our email address in the chat box, and we'll be happy to share a more detailed curriculum with you as well. Similar to our full-time program, we have our part-time data science program, same excellent curriculum and training as our full-time program, but at a slower pace. The part-time program lasts for 20 weeks with classes held on Tuesdays and Thursdays from 7 to 9:30 p.m. Eastern. And you can expect to spend about 10 hours per week working on assignments outside of class, and also office hours are available each week. These sessions are still live and instructor-led, so you're able to interact with your instructors, peers, and you're still able to network with our hiring partners as well. And then our full-time data engineering program, similar to our data science program, it lasts for 8 weeks with classes held daily. You can expect to spend about 30 to 40 hours per week working on assignments. And again, here's a quick overview of the curriculum broken down by modules. Again, if you would like a more detailed overview, please email us. We'll be happy to share that information with you. So as we transition into our financial aid discussion, I like to start off by talking about the lifetime earning potential of data scientists and data engineers. And the lifetime earning potential for data scientists can vary widely depending on factors such as their level of experience, location, industry, and the size and type of organization that they work for. On average, data scientists in the United States earn a median salary of around $105,000 per year, with senior level data scientists earning upwards of $200,000 or more. It's important to note that the demand for skilled data scientists is high and expected to continue growing, which can result in significant earning potential for those with advanced skills and expertise in the field. I think one of the most exciting things about our bootcamp programs is TDI graduates are able to jumpstart their career and their earning potential. So we typically see our graduates are earning 24% more than industry standards, with salaries starting from upwards of $128,000, which is very exciting to see. So we'll go into our first finance option that we offer here at the Data Incubator, and that is our loan options with Ascent. And we've partnered with Ascent to provide you with simple, flexible loan options to fit your needs. Ascent offers 3 different loan payment options, one being deferred repayment. So you'll make no payments while you're attending the program and for 3 months after. After that 3-month mark, then you'll start making full payments. And then there's the interest-only repayment. So you'll make low interest-only payments while attending the program and for 3 months after. And then after that 3-month mark, you'll start making the full repayment amount. And then if you're ready to get started and repay your payments immediately, there is an immediate repayment option. So you'll start paying your loan back 1 month after your program begins, and it'll be the full amount. You may borrow as low as $2,000 for tuition or up to the full cost of tuition. So there's a lot of flexibility there for students who want a traditional loan and flexibility with the amount you wish to borrow. And this is a great option for students who may receive a partial scholarship, which we'll talk about that a little bit later in our slides, or perhaps your employer allots you a certain amount for professional development courses. So then you're not required to finance the full amount of tuition. You can offset if you have some additional payments to make. So the eligibility requirements for Ascent, you have to be a U.S. citizen or permanent resident and be based in the United States. You have to have an established, healthy credit history and no outstanding educational loan defaults. Let's say you're not a U.S. citizen, or perhaps you are not in the U.S. at that time. If you add a cosigner, they can help strengthen your application's overall health. So if you have a cosigner that is a U.S. citizen or a permanent resident, you can add as a cosigner, that can help you with approval as well. And a student, again, who's not a U.S. citizen or U.S. permanent resident or has DACA status, again, you can add that cosigner to your loan to strengthen the overall health of your application. Another one of our very popular options is our income sharing agreement through Leave. So we've partnered with Leave to provide an income sharing agreement, and you can participate in our program with just the deposit down, and you won't be required to make any payment until you've graduated and are working and earning more than $40,000 annually. To be eligible for the income sharing agreement, applicants must have a U.S. Social Security number to apply. You're not required to be based in the U.S. So if you have a U.S. Social Security number or a visa that grants you a U.S. Social Security number, then you are eligible to apply for a loan through Leaf. So how does the ISA work? Well, TDI will cover your tuition costs until you're making at least $40,000 a year. There are no down payments outside of your deposit, and ISAs are not loans, so they do not accrue interest. And then when you do land a job, you'll start making monthly payments based on 16% of your gross income. And you're 100% free from any obligation to us once you've either reached the payment cap of $16,000 or the payment schedule ends, which is 12 monthly payments. And we'll go into a couple different scenarios of what that could look like, because potentially you may end up paying less in the program or you would pay the full payment cap. So a couple different examples we have, we'll look at two of them here. So let's say scenario one, you land a job paying you $45,000 annually after attending our online program that's been financed with an ISA. So you'll divide that by 12 months and get your gross monthly salary of $3,750, times that by the 16% for your repayment, and your monthly repayment amount for the ISA will be $600. So times that by 12 months, and the total you'll repay is $7,200 over 12 months. So in this scenario, you would hit the online payment time period cap of 12 months before you reach the total payment cap of $16,000. We'll look at scenario two. Let's say you land a job paying you $120,000 annually after attending our program financed with the ISA. Same math here. Divide that by 12 months to get your gross monthly salary of $10,000. Times that by 16%, and your monthly repayment would be $1,600. And so in this case, you would make 10 monthly payments and pay the payment cap of $16,000. So again, in this scenario, you would hit the total online payment cap of $16,000 before the time period cap of 12 months. We also like to mention with the ISA, again, because you have to reach that minimum income threshold of $40,000, you're in a period of deferment where you're not accruing interest. You're not required to make payments during this deferment period. The deferment period lasts up to 60 months, which we would hope that you would find a job in that time period because that is a very long time. But in the event that that happens or you're earning less than that, you are not obligated to repay the ISA after that end of the 60-month deferment period as well. We've also partnered with Leaf to offer a tuition installment plan. Tuition installment plans allow students to make fixed interest-free payments of $916.66 over 12 months until you've reached the payment cap of $11,000. It allows the flexibility to begin the program without the upfront tuition costs, similar to the ISA, but you'll also maintain a fixed repayment amount. And our last Leaf option is our contingent payment plan, or our CPP, which is somewhat similar to the ISA. So again, TDI will cover your tuition while you are in the program, and after the program ends, you are agreeing to repay a set monthly amount after you reach the qualification. So for the CPP loan, the annual income threshold is $50,000 annually. Once you are making more than $50,000 annually, you'll make fixed payments of $532 over 24 months until you've reached the payment cap of $12,768. And similar to the ISA, there are no payments or penalties while you're either unemployed or earning below the minimum monthly income threshold as well. This is also not a traditional loan, so there is no balance accruing interest during this deferment period. And then lastly, our employee tuition scholarships. For many of our part-time programs and often for our full-time programs as well, companies are willing to sponsor or pay for their employees to go through our program. It's a win-win. You get to learn great stuff in the evening of our part-time program and are able to apply it to your job during the day. So if this is something that you think your company would be interested in or you would like to present to them, we do have a letter we can provide that will help you lay out the program and all of the benefits of attending. We also offer scholarships for our program as well. So we are continuing to offer our Women of Excellence in STEM scholarship and our Equity and Diversity in Data scholarship for our summer 2023 cohort. These scholarships aim to help remove barriers, provide opportunities for women, veterans, LGBTQIA+, and students from racial and ethnic backgrounds that are traditionally underrepresented in technical roles. These amounts are $3,000 off of the total tuition cost. So I know we briefly talked about if you are wanting to finance the rest of your tuition, you can also use the Ascent option to finance the rest of the tuition that is not covered by the scholarship. Our scholarship applications are open now, so please visit us at thedataincubator.com/programs/scholarships. That will also be dropped in the chat to review the qualifications to apply today. And then we do offer a tuition-free fellow, which is a full tuition scholarship to our programs. So we offer a small amount of these scholarships for our full-time data science and full-time data engineering boot camps. And applicants must opt in to be considered for a tuition-free spot and will be chosen based off of their application, challenge score, and interview. And we select individuals that we believe are the most qualified for these areas. So if you want to know if you qualify or if you have questions about it, we do have a webinar to help outline what we look for in those full tuition scholarship spots. So there is a link here that we'll post in the chat so you're able to view that as well. Or email us again at admissions at the Data Incubator. We're happy to schedule a call and walk through all of the requirements to be considered for a full tuition scholarship spot. So again, we admit two types of students into our data science and data engineering programs. Fellows are those full tuition scholarship spots, and we offer a limited number of these to highly qualified candidates. To be considered for one of these spots or for the tuition-free scholarship, applicants must indicate their preference on their application, complete a coding challenge, and participate in an admissions interview. Fellows are expected to leave any current positions to attend our program and interview exclusively with our hiring partners during the length of the program and for 3 months after. And fellow spots are only offered for our full-time program. Applicants that are applying to participate as scholars or our tuition-paying students will indicate their preference on their application as well. The coding challenge is not required to participate as a scholar, but all applicants will still participate in an admissions interview. And those who are accepted to the program as scholars receive the same great curriculum and resources from our instructors and hiring partners as our fellow students do. But scholars are not required to interview solely with our hiring partners, although we highly encourage you to do so, but our hiring team will help you either way. And you also may maintain any current employment. And again, you have the same access to your resources as fellows and are highly encouraged to interview with our hiring partners as well. And then lastly, our upfront payment options. So we offer several different discounts for upfront payment. We have our early admissions discount, which is $2,000 off for those who apply before the early deadline, which we'll go into when that deadline is for our summer cohort. We also offer a comprehensive priority enrollment package where you can get early access to services, earn money off tuition, and get priority access to our programs just for submitting your application by that early admissions deadline. For regular admissions, you will receive a $1,000 discount for paying directly as well. And then to attend our full-time or part-time data science program, the tuition is $11,000. And if you are in early admissions or regular and you pay directly, you get to deduct that $2,000 or $1,000 off of that. And then to attend our full-time data engineering bootcamp, the tuition is $10,000. And so I wanted to talk a little bit about our alumni and our graduates. What are they doing now? And a big component of our program that we really pride ourselves in is helping our students not only grasp data science or data engineering concepts, but also getting placed in that field. And for our data science fellowship program, 97% of the students that go through our program are currently employed outside of academia, and 88% are employed within 6 months of completing the program. And that's really part of the challenge, not only learning the content, but being able to transition into a data science or data engineering role. And that's really where our program stands out because we help you to do both. So where are our graduates now? Where are they working? What are they doing? Well, our graduates are working in 55 different industries. And some of the most common industries we see are computer software, internet, IT, financial services, and biotech. And some of the typical job titles we see are data scientist, data analyst, research scientist, software developer, and product manager. These titles and roles can vary depending on the company and industry, but these are just some of the roles that we have placed in the past. And many, if not most, of our current hiring partners are also looking for data engineers. And we've seen the demand for this role has grown 40% year over year. And again, we've also seen our graduates are earning 24% more than industry standard, which is very exciting to see. And then here's a short list of some of our hiring partners. As I mentioned, some of them are hiring for data scientists and data engineer roles as well. This is just a condensed list. If you'd like to learn more about our hiring partners, again, email us. We'll be happy to discuss this with you in more detail. So where are we right now? Well, we run multiple cohorts a year. In fact, our winter cohort will be graduating next week, and our spring cohort starts at the end of March. But the application for our summer cohorts is now open. So our summer full-time cohort will run from June 26th through August 18th, and our summer part-time cohort will run from June 26th through November 10th. And then the early application deadline is March 31st. And the early challenge deadline, if you'd like to be considered for a fellow spot, is April 3rd. The full-time cohorts are 8 weeks long and the part-time cohorts are 20 weeks long. And just some specifics about the application. For the early admissions, we ask that you submit your application by March 31st. And if you are applying to be considered for a full tuition scholarship, you will also need to complete the coding challenge. You'll have 72 hours to complete the coding challenge from the time that you open it, and the early challenge deadline is April 3rd. You can't complete the challenge unless you submit the application. So just in general, I recommend you complete the application and challenge sooner than later to avoid any technical issues. We are unable to reopen the application or challenge after the deadline. Again, that's for our early admissions. So we do also offer regular admissions after our early admission cycle. And so what's the difference there? Well, we evaluate applicants on a first come, first served basis. So if you want to have a better chance of being selected for a fellow spot, being selected for one of our scholarships, or just knowing earlier if you've been accepted into the program to secure financing, I absolutely recommend applying by the early admissions application. We also offer that priority enrollment package for all of our program that includes access to a Python training course, early access to career resources, and one-on-one with a data science resume writer, as well as that $2,000 off your tuition if you're going to pay your tuition directly. So if you are interested in applying, which of course we hope that you are, you can go to the dataincubator.com/apply to submit your application today. And if you have any questions about your specific situation, this presentation, or going through our application process, please reach out to us again at admissions@thedataincubator.com, and we'd be more than happy to set you up with a call with an enrollment counselor to discuss all of your different options here. So at this point, I'd like to open up our Q&A. Any questions about finance options or programs, we are more than happy to answer those now. So I see a couple questions in the chat. So first one here is, how can I get my employer to pay for my tuition? Could admissions help me pass the letter? So yes, we can help you. We do have that letter that is a template that outlines all of the benefits of attending. We're more than happy to have conversations with your employer to really help outline the benefits of attending the program as well. And again, either if they're willing to give you a certain amount for your tuition or the full amount for your tuition, we're able to help you navigate that as you're making the payment. So another question here, if we fail to qualify for the coding challenge, can we apply in a different category with the same application? So if you indicate that you would like to be considered for a fellow spot and you don't complete the challenge, you can let us know and we'll change your application to a scholar application. So you could still be considered for a scholar spot. Another question here, I am interested in the bootcamp and wonder if you have partial funding for this program. So yes, we do have partial funding for the program. We have our loans through Ascent, which you can borrow as little as $2,000, or you can borrow the full amount of the tuition as well. So if you want to make a partial direct payment and finance the rest, if you have employer training sponsorship for a certain amount and you need to finance the rest, you are able to do so. Our next session after summer, which is our next question in there, is our fall session, and it starts in September. So the fall session starts September, it runs through November. For the part-time program, it starts in September and it ends in early January. Again, if you have questions, please feel free to drop those in the Q&A box. So I see another question in here about my recommendation for finance options and why. And I think that's a really great question because it definitely depends on not necessarily your background, but as far as your availability for payment. So if you're wanting to participate in the program without having the stress of worrying to pay your tuition directly or also immediately after the program, I highly recommend the ISA option as well. It's a great opportunity for you to be able to fund the program without the worry of needing to immediately repay or immediately find a job after the program. You have that deferment period where you're not accruing any additional interest on your loan, and you don't have to repay until you start working and earning more than that $40,000 annually. So ISA is a great option for you. Again, we've talked a little bit about employer sponsorship or partial payment. So if you're wanting to do a traditional loan and know exactly what your payment amount will be and have fixed payment amounts, then a loan through Ascent or potentially TIP or the CPP loan would be a great option if you would like a fixed amount that you're required to repay. And then are all the sessions in person? All of our sessions are online for the foreseeable future. We don't have any in-person sessions planned as of now. And then another question here about if there are any loans that can be provided to non-US citizens. So we don't have any loans at this time that are geared towards non-US citizens, but you do have the option to apply through Ascent if you have a co-signer that is a US citizen or permanent resident or someone with DACA status. So if that is an option for you, that is a great option as well. If you can secure a loan outside of our program, that counts as direct payment. So if you secure a private loan through maybe a local bank or another private lender and you pay us directly, you will still receive that $2,000 or $1,000 cash discount. I see another question here. Could I qualify for cash discount if I did a partial payment? So you would have to pay your full tuition directly to qualify for the cash discount. If you do finance any part of your tuition, then you are not eligible for the cash pay discount. We do. So any other information on placement and salary expectation? Couple slides in, we talked a little bit about what our lifetime earning potential and typically what we see our TDI graduates earning. So on average, our graduates are earning more than 24% higher than industry standard. Most of our starting salaries are around $128,000. Somewhere it's upwards of $140,000 and $50,000, depending on background and industry and the hiring partner as well. And those are just base salaries. It also doesn't include if there's any incentives or bonuses or sign-on bonuses. But on average, we're seeing about $128,000. And for our graduates, we typically see about 88% of them are working within 6 months of completing the program, often a lot sooner than that, but we just do our data on a 6-month basis. We did also post our alumni outcomes in the chat. So if you'd like to learn more about our alumni and what they're doing after the program, please visit that link to see some of our alumni outcomes. And if you have questions, again, please put them in the Q&A box. We are posting resources in the chat box. So I want to make sure that we don't miss any of your questions while we're live today. And if you also have a question about your personal situation and would like to have just someone there to walk you through all of these options in detail and really help you determine which option is best for your situation, please email us. We'll schedule a call with an enrollment counselor and we can really walk through every step of the finance options, the application process to really help you narrow down what would be best for your situation. Again, we can recommend, but once we have that time to really talk to you and have an understanding of your needs at that time, we can really help you tailor what would be the best option for you. I'm not seeing any other questions in the chat. But again, we'll post links in our chat box as well. So there's a link there, or there's our email address in there for you to send us an email. We also posted a link to our Calendly so you can schedule a call with an enrollment counselor as well. Well, thank you everyone so much for your time today. We hope that this gives you some great information and help you determine which option is best for you to participate in our programs. Again, we are more than happy to schedule a call with you. And just one last question I want to take. Is it possible that the student can apply? You are able to apply for the finance application or finance options after you're admitted into the program. So you'll have to complete the application, indicate if you're applying for a scholar or fellow spot. And then after you have completed your interview, the acceptance will go through and then you can apply for these scholarship applications. You can't apply at this point before being accepted into the program, but we are happy to walk you through all your different options so that you're really prepared once you get to that point. All right. Thank you everyone so much for joining us today. Again, please email us. We are happy to schedule a call to walk through your different options and you have a great rest of your day.